Hey everyone, I wanted to do a bit of a different video today. Something I have wanted to do for a while that I wanted to showcase eventually, if I was able to do it, was to show all the platinum trophies or 100% trophies on my PSN that I was able to do. It's something I didn't think I would actually ever bother fully doing, but I have been platting every game for like years now, but I never had 100% on every game. So I'll go down the list real quick to show that literally yesterday I finally finished my last plat that wasn't done. And I'll go through the list a little slower just to explain some stuff that might be interesting to make, the video a little more full, I guess, instead of just scrolling through this. So I thought it was a cool accomplishment because it's something that I kind of abandoned when I first got the PS3 until I finally started realizing it's fun, sort of, to get, all the trophies in a game. So I guess I'll start with we'll go from the bottom, I guess. It was quite a journey because it was kind of hard to get some of the PS3 games because I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to do some of them anymore because any game that has online trophies might not work anymore. But as it so happens, the games that I didn't have 100%ed that had online trophies, actually, I was able to still do them. I had to look it up to see if it was still doable, and believe it or not, it was. So, let's start at the bottom, I guess. We got like, Tekken 6, FF13, of course, was, I remember being a long plat, LA Noire, Portal 2, Sonic Generations, and nothing crazy here so far. That Sonic game is from PSN. We have our PS3 KH games are all 100%ed, so those, and the PS4s too, because those are separate trophy lists. Those took time, but me playing KH a lot, it wasn't that bad for me to do. These are PSN as well, I would assume, which I'm surprised they have plat trophies. Sonic Mania, yeah, did that, and then more KH on PS4. This is the Spyro trilogy, so we got all that done. And then this is the order of completion, I'm pretty sure, is the way it has it listed on PSN. Then we did, the Crash Team Racing Remake, the FF8 Remaster, 7R. This part's a little weird. I don't know why there's 2 7 remakes. I would be surprised if I platted it twice, but maybe I did. I don't remember. Yeah, we have Kena. I remember that. That was my first Soulsborne game. But then, as you can see, then I led into my Soulsborne adventures. So we did Demon Souls, Dark Souls 2, 3, and I platted them all in a row. I finally finished Crash 4's plat after that, I guess. That was a very obnoxiously long and awful plat. Good game, terrible plat. So yeah, Stranger Paradise, fun game. Was fun getting the plat on that. This one was pretty quick. Crisis Core was easy to plat. Then we did Bloodborne, Sekiro, also fun plats. Theater Rhythm, I didn't think I would like the game as much as I did. It was really chill to just jam out to Final Fantasy and other Square tracks. Yeah, Elden Ring, and that includes all the DLC too. FF16, Tomba, Cage 3. Oh, the reason I didn't have this sooner is I put off the easy code trophy forever because I was just too lazy to bother doing it. But then when I think it started right about here actually, where I started saying you know what, let me see if I can go back and do all the rest of my trophies. So we have Devil May Cry. I finally got around to playing that. I liked it enough to plat it. It was kind of a fun plat, I thought. We went back and did this. I did this on stream where I got the last trophy that I skipped on this one. Oh no, I didn't skip it. It's that they added it in later. I remember that. Something that I hate that Sony does. And then and this is where it got really obnoxious. So here's where it gets insane. I had to go back into my PS3, and earn all the trophies for games I didn't finish. So Sonic 2 was a PSN game that had online on it for whatever reason, and I actually wanted to get that last online trophy, but I didn't know anybody who actually had it. So I reached out in my Discord, and someone was like, "Oh, I have it," but they actually didn't have access to it anymore. So I actually had to pay a monthly PSN for him, because I wanted to be nice and not make them do it, right? To sync up with me and get that last trophy. It took probably like 45 minutes or something, but you know, got that done. Sonic Adventure 2 was just a matter of using 2 PS3 controllers to do 2-player, so that was easy. Oh god, Uno was a one-off, right? It was like a one joke stream I did on Twitch with some other streamers, and I accidentally opened it on my main profile, so I loaded all the trophies. And you know, you can't delete a trophy list off your account unless you did not get any trophies in that game. So eventually I did go back and do that, and I will say, even though it didn't take too long to get all the trophies, because there's no plat either, you still have to do a lot of online, so that's what I was nervous about. I thought they'd like shut down online for that. So the fact that Sonic 2's online on PS3 still worked, and Uno's still worked, was surprising to me when I was going for this at the end of last year. Uno's an awful game, though, because it just crashes constantly or often, and online is slow, and it's obviously a lot of luck-based game with all the rules and stuff, so that was an annoying one to get. Terrible Ubisoft game, IMO. It's very clunky, too, so it's like... I regretted that I had to do that, but it felt like if I was going to go on this adventure, I needed to do that game. So I prioritized the online stuff, and then that led me to GTA 4. So, funny enough, this was the first PS3 game I had. And back then, you know, I didn't really think much of trophy hunting or anything like that, so I ended up leaving it without 100%ing it. In fact, I probably only had like half of the main game trophies. This was at like 38 or 40% or something when I stopped playing, and I remember trying to go for some of the online trophies back when it like first basically came out, and they were really obnoxiously hard to do because you have to rely on other players to be good. It can't just be a solo online thing because there's a lot of teams stuff to do. So I abandoned it. But then when I came back to it all these years later, I'm like, is it even still doable? Does online still work? And it does. GTA 4 PS3 online does work. I know it's probably because it's not like fully server based and it's like P2P or something, but it was quite a slog to do the online trophies. But there was a really good guide out there. I think it was on GameFAQs that fully, I think, I could be wrong. It might not be on like one of the PSN sites. But either way, it was a really great guide that fully detailed how you can still do it today. And the only reason I did it, was able to do it, because I synced up with a couple other people in my Discord that also had it, and one of the people I was with also had 2 copies. I had 2 copies of this, because I had the OG one and I got the DLC one too. But I also happen to have 2 PS3s because of speedrunning. So I had my old fat PS3 and my super slim. So I just made another PSN account, and you don't need to, you know, pay for another account either, which is nice. So I just jumped online, and I was able to do a lot of the grinding myself for that, but there are some where you need, you know, 3 or 4, and even one where you need 5 people. So we were able to fill those slots with both of our alts. And then we grinded that one out. The main game trophies weren't too bad, because guys can speed through that for you, you know, like the hidden pigeons or whatever was probably the most tedious one, but if you keep good track of it, it's not that bad. So yeah, the GTA 4 was quite a slog, but you know, it is what it is. Crash Warp, that was the DLC trophy I skipped, so I went back and did that. And then the other big project was FF15. I already platted it, but I didn't do basically any of the DLC trophies, and I skipped Comrades, so I wasn't sure if this was even doable, because in current day, you can't play FF15 Comrades in-game. You have to buy the standalone, and that's a whole different trophy list. That's not even part of this. So if you just buy FF15 today for PS4 or 5, you can't 100% all the trophies. You know, a little bit of a big fail from Square on that one, but like I said, Sony's a little complicit in trophy design, I think, and standards and integrity, but I found out you can still do it. You have to get a physical copy of the Royal Edition, and then you can down patch it on PS5 or 4, actually. Yeah, I think it only works on PS4. So I was able to do that, and you know, like if I go in here, when I played the Gladios DLC when it first came out, like I platted the game, I did a little bit of the DLC, but I didn't get all the trophies. I was like, this is kind of boring. I don't want to go for this. This was, like I said, before I was like really going aggressive on plats. And then I find, recently when I picked it back up, I finished that DLC. Then I did the rest of these. And it looks like a lot, but there's, you can see the trophy counts. It's not that many trophies. But the Comrades one right here is the one that you have to down patch for. And, admittedly, it was almost kind of fun. I see what they were trying to do with it. It was kind of a fun game, a little bit, but it wouldn't, by today's standards, it's god-awful garbage. It did have one really good battle song, though, that it feels a little sad it's kind of lost in such a, bad DLC. But anyway, yeah, the rest of it, I played off my finished plat file to do the Royal Pack and whatever that one has under it. And then, yeah, we finally banged it out. It took a while, but yeah, FF15 was finally caught up. And then after that, we have the last three. Okay, Liza P, I already platted the main game, but then the DLC added more trophies. And then I just finished that off. That was actually a pretty easy DLC plat, trophies to get. I thought it'd be a little more involved, but that's good. I don't mind not having, Grindfest trophies. Astrobot was a pretty smooth plat, so I plowed through that and got all the DLC trophies. And then last but not least, the Brutal Rebirth plat for 7. Definitely one of the longest plats, too. I feel like it's up there with Crash 4's plat, FF13's plat. They're all a GTA 4's plat, and even FF15's plat. I finally did all the combat sims and the collectibles that I missed. I finally got the plat on stream, too, just showing that to finish my list. And then here you have it. We now have a full 100%ed trophy list on my PSN profile. Now, I was a little careful once I decided at the end of the last year I was going to go for the trophy list, or for a full trophy list. I was a little careful to stop loading certain games on my main profile. So when I played, Expedition 33 and now FF Tactics, and even Devil May Cry 2 and 3, I decided, let me not load it on my main profile, because I don't want to, because then I'm going to have to do all those plats and before finishing the list. And, those are not online plats or anything, so they're all, I could grind all of those after a bit, but I just wanted to get a full list done first. So at the end of last year, I stopped loading, or even the beginning of this year, I stopped loading certain games under my main profile that I was casually playing on stream. Yeah, there you have it. I just felt like this would be a fun video to do and explain the process and adventure I went on for this. Because, as I was talking to other people about it, they're like, yeah, I can't even, do this because I have some online games that are no longer available to do. The online servers were shut down, so you can't even get the trophies. Which is why I really wish, I really wish Sony would be able to come in and say, hey, devs, you have to have a way to auto-complete these if you shut down the servers, or, Sony can auto-complete them, or just remove them, or something like that. Because I feel like it defeats a lot of the purpose of achievement hunting if you have a lot of games now that have online that can't be 100%ed. So now these days, I'm more careful. If I get a game that has online, I either have to get the trophies on, release before the game dies or servers are shut down, or I just don't play it on my main profile. So, yep, like I said, there you have it. Fun accomplishments, and I'm gonna keep doing it, I guess. But now I'm gonna work on Expedition 33s. At any rate, I thought this would be just a fun update video. I'm working on another Cage video soon, and as you can see underneath me, I have a VODs channel now for Twitch. So any casual playthrough or highlights or certain speed runs, now I'm uploading on the VOD channel for anyone to watch. It's been kind of slowly, each day or every other day, I'm publishing a casual playthrough part. So I think I'm somewhere in Xenoblade 3 land now for uploads, and then back to, I think, Soulsborne after that. So yeah, if you guys want to watch that, just definitely subscribe to that channel. I'm not spamming it multiple times a day. That was only to get it going, and now that it's going, it's only once every day or every other day, so it won't blow up your feeds. But I would appreciate if you want to, sub to that channel. It'd be nice to get it to at least 1K or something. At any rate, thanks for watching, and this was a fun adventure. Bye, everybody.